Ever wonder what happens when a neighborhood bully picks on the wrong veteran? Let me take you back to a chilly October morning in Maple Grove, a tidy little suburb where I, Nathan Hayes, first crossed paths with Linda Marshall, the iron-fisted queen of the Maple Grove Homeowners Association. I was hauling the last of my MOVYing boxes from the truck, balancing on my prosthetic leg lost to an IED in Iraq during my second tour when I saw her storming up my driveway, clipboard clutched like a battle shield, her face already twisted in a scowl that could curdle milk. I steadied myself, offered a handshake, and a friendly smile. "Hi, I'm Nathan." She didn't even glance at my hand. "You didn't get approval for that," she snapped, jabbing a finger at the wheelchair ramp I'd had installed the day before. "No. Welcome to the neighborhood." "No. Nice to meet you." Just straight to the attack. "Good morning to you too," I said, channeling the patience I'd honed over 12 years as a Marine. "I'm Linda Marshall, HOA president," she declared, each syllable dripping with self-awarded authority. "That ramp violates 3 bylaws: external modifications, material standards, and aesthetic harmony." She shoved a binder at me, thick as a phone book. "Page 29, Section 5, Paragraph 3 modifications need committee approval 6 weeks in advance." I took a deep breath. "Ma'am, I'm a disabled veteran. The Americans with Disabilities Act allows for reasonable accommodations, which trumps HOA rules." Her lips pursed, nostrils flared, eyes narrowed to slits, a look I'd soon know as her trademark. "We'll see about that," she hissed. "This neighborhood has standards, Mr. Hayes. People pay top dollar to live here because we protect property values. No exceptions." Her gaze slid to my prosthetic leg, lingering with a sneer before she spun on her heel and marched off. That was just the opening shot in Linda's war against me. Within days, violation notices plastered my door. My grass was a 1/4 inch too tall, my mailbox the wrong shade of blue. When my service dog, Buddy, barked at a passing cat, she slapped me with a noise complaint. My modified truck, parked in my own driveway with clear disabled veteran plates, she called it a commercial vehicle, violation. The neighbors were decent enough with vying shyly, sometimes flashing apologetic smiles after Linda's sits, but nobody dared challenge her. I later learned she'd ruled the HOA for 8 years, unchallenged because no one wanted her wrath if they tried to take her crown. She wielded those bylaws like a club, hammering anyone who crossed her while ignoring violations by her cronies on the board. I tried the high road. At an HOA meeting, I laid out my case for the ramp, armed with doctor's notes and ADA citations. The board seemed to listen, even nodded sympathetically, but Linda shut it down. "We need legal advice first," she said, smirking. Things got worse when I started a small backyard garden, a therapeutic project my VA counselor suggested. I was setting down stone pavers, sweat dripping, when Linda's shadow loomed over me. "Those pavers aren't the approved color," she barked. I wiped my brow. "They are. I've got the approval right here." I reached for my folder. "The approval was a mistake," she shot back. "The committee didn't see them installed. Rip them out." Her words hit like shrapnel. Shock, anger, pain surged through me, but my training kicked in. I straightened, locked eyes with her, and said, "Mrs. Marshall, leave my property." "Now." "Or what?" she sneered. "You'll hobble after me?" She laughed, oblivious to the stunned faces of my neighbors, Mike and Sarah Thompson, who'd stepped outside at the commotion. "No," I said, voice like steel. "I'll call my attorney about harassment and discrimination." Her face contorted. "You haven't seen harassment yet," she spat, storming off. She wasn't bluffing. The violations piled up, weekly property inspections, letters claiming Buddy was an unauthorized pet, despite my paperwork, even a city complaint questioning my ramp's permits. The most outrageous? She claimed my prosthetic leg visible when I wore shorts gardening was inappropriate attire that disturbed neighborhood kids. Most neighbors stayed out of it, but Mike and Sarah were kind, inviting me over for dinner, their teenage daughter, Emily, taking a shine to Buddy and walking him when my leg ached. "Don't let Linda break you," Mike said one night. "She does this to everyone, then moves on." But Linda didn't move on. She doubled down. One Saturday, as I washed my truck, she marched up with 2 board members trailing like reluctant soldiers. "Mr. Hayes," she bellowed, loud enough for the whole street to hear, "we've had multiple complaints about your violations." The board members shuffled, avoiding my eyes. "What violations?" I asked, shutting off the hose. "Unauthorized structures, improper landscaping, noise, and visual nuisances," she rattled off, clutching her clipboard like a lifeline. Neighbors lingered nearby, pretending to check mailboxes or water plants, ears perked. "I've addressed every concern with documentation," I said. "If there's an issue, I need specifics in writing." Her eyes glinted with malice. "The main nuisance is saw," she said, pointing at my prosthetic leg. "Displayed where kids and sensitive people have to see it. It's disturbing and tanks property values." A gasp rippled through the onlookers. Even her bored allies stepped back, clearly horrified. "My prosthetic leg," I said quietly. "Earned defending this country disturbs you? Don't pull the veteran card," she snapped. "Service doesn't let you turn our neighborhood into a freak show. That metal thing is hideous. Wear long pants outside." I stood frozen, Buddy pressing against me, sensing my distress. Then I noticed Sarah on her porch, phone up, red recording light glowing. "Mrs. Marshall," I said, voice steady, "this conversation's done." "It's not," she shouted. "I'm HOA president, and you'll comply or pay." A board member mumbled, "Maybe we should talk privately." "No," she cut him off. "I'm done tiptoeing because he's a so-called hero. Look at him with his ugly metal leg and fake service dog, demanding special treatment." She jabbed a finger at me. "I've done my homework. Most of you guys milk your injuries. Probably tripped and called it combat trauma." She air-quoted. "Injuries." The street fell silent. In my peripheral, Sarah kept filming, Mike now beside her, his face thunderous. "Mrs. Marshall," I said, "I lost my leg in an IED blast in Mosul. 2 brothers died that day." "Stop talking." But she was too far gone. "Spare me the sob story," she sneered, gesturing at my leg and Buddy. "It's disgusting, manipulative. Cover that thing up or face fines." Then, she leaned down and rapped her knuckles on my prosthetic, the hollow sound echoing like a gunshot. Days passed in eerie quiet. Linda didn't approach, though I caught her watching from her window. I consulted a veterans lawyer, who confirmed a strong case for harassment and discrimination, but I hesitated, hoping things would cool off. Unbeknownst to me, Sarah had shared her video with her cousin, a news producer, and Emily, outraged, posted it online with a caption. "HOA president shames disabled veteran for his prosthetic leg." By Wednesday, it had millions of views, picked up by news outlets, with veterans groups demanding Linda's head. Her employer, a high-end real estate firm, got flooded with complaints. News vans swarmed Maple Grove, reporters grilling neighbors about the HOA tyrant who mocked a hero's sacrifice. Mike and Sarah knocked, apologetic but buzzing. "Nathan, the video's gone viral," Mike said. "We didn't expect this," Sarah added. "I recorded it for Denke, but Emily was so mad." I wasn't angry or relieved, even, that Linda's cruelty was exposed. Then, that afternoon, 3 police cruisers pulled up to Linda's house, lights flashing. Reporters surged as officers approached her door. She answered, her usual swagger gone, face pale as they handed her a document. Her protests grew shrill as an officer cuffed her, reading her rights. "You can't arrest me for HOA rules!" she screamed. Fragments of the charges floated over: harassment, discrimination, and shockingly financial irregularities. The video had sparked a dive into HOA records, uncovering years of Linda siphoning funds. As they led her past my porch, where I stood with Buddy, she spotted me. "This is your fault," she shrieked, thrashing. I'll sue you! I said nothing, watching her loaded into the cruiser. The next day, the charges were clear: harassment carried up to a year in jail and due law $5,000 in fines. Embezzlement, a felony, meant up to 5 years and restitution. The HOA board ousted her in an emergency meeting, the VYC president, a kind retiree named Clara, delivering a tearful apology and approving my ramp and garden. Linda's firm suspended her husband left, and when she made bail, she found her lawn dotted with tiny American flags, a silent rebuke from neighbors, finally free of her reign. The last time I saw Linda Marshall, she was tossing bags into her car, eyes down, fleeing to her sister's out of state before her trial. Her pristine house, once the neighborhood's gold standard, sat empty, a for sale sign swaying in the wind. Maple Grove felt lighter, like it could breathe again. And me? I kept tending my garden, Buddy at my side, knowing sometimes, just sometimes, the good guys win.